and I was still working on it when at 1, and so I thought for them, so they're happy. Dialed it in, and so I got this one. I've opened this one up, and I'm just putting in the return
Okay.
lines.
Okay.
I think we only had
Okay, let
1,
me stop
2.
my cameras. If you
Oh
can
wait,
stop your camera
here.
too.
So we got this one over here too.
Let's just stop the camera so that way we
Oh
can
yeah,
get a
that's
good
just
feed.
stuff. So it's not so. Okay. So we can keep it off like so. Like so. Over. Okay. Just double check and see if there's any other returns. Return. So it looks like we've got a 12-inch line. There's a 12-inch line. And then we have a 16-inch line. Main return for this room. And then a 10-incher over here.
Do you think we can finish it by Friday?
What's that?
Do you think we can finish it by Friday?
You're cutting in and out. I can't even catch anything you're saying. Say that again.
I said, do you think we can finish it by Friday?
Your audio feed's not working.
Let me just check again. Do you think we can
There,
finish it?
there it goes. I can hear you now.
Yeah. Do you think we can finish it by Friday?
Talk quietly. I think when you talk loud, it starts to cut out. Talk
Oh,
soft.
okay. Do you think we can finish it by Friday?
Tomorrow, you mean?
Yeah.
No, I don't think we'll have it finished by tomorrow. But by next Friday, I think we'll definitely have it finished.
Next Friday?
Yeah, next Friday. Because we still have a bit to do. We still have quite a bit to do. We've got to do the electrical plan. We got to do the plumbing plan. We got to do the site plan. We got to do keep doing more work on the floor plan. We got to do the finish plan. Got to finish this mechanical plan. We got to look at the cover sheet and let's see. So that's 7 more sheets. If we can knock out 1 a day, then we can have it done by possibly by next Friday. If we can knock out more than 1 a day, then we can for sure have it done by next Friday.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something.
Yeah.
That's an absolute rush order. Because if somebody were to hand me this project and tell me and ask me how soon can I have the job done, I would have told them in 6 months.
Oh, okay.
So as you can see, I've put everybody else to the side table and I've tabled your job and made it the most important job on my docket.
Yeah, I got it. I totally
You
get
got it? So otherwise you guys would be dead in the water.
Okay.
Or you'd have to find somebody else to do it. Because for me, my schedule right now is 6 months out.
I know. You're doing.
So that's why I'm having you work with me, because in order for me to make this worth my while, for me to put all my other jobs on hold for this job, I have to teach you my standard and feel like you've really gotten it. Because then then Four Creeks and myself, then we're getting some value out of this, so that in the future, because we do want to load you guys up with work.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
And I want you guys to be able to at least start out with my standard and try to minimize some of the back and forth once we get into more jobs. And this job here, this is a little tiny job. Let me show you the one that I just sent over to them. So when you guys join up with team up with some of our work, we'll throw you guys big jobs here, watch. So this is a one we just designed. As you can see.
Nice. I think we did some work for this one, right?
15 for these guys. Well, this one's a new one up and coming. We're going to hopefully get this multi family. It's 15 buildings. It's 116 units.
Oh.
And in addition to that, all these buildings along La Spina are going to have commercial space on the first floor. So there's going to be tons of tenant improvement work.
Awesome.
For this project.
Awesome.
So it's 7.2 acres. It's 15 buildings. And this job's going to be a ton of work. This is going to be like an 18-month project. You know what I'm saying? This is going to take a long time, 2 years. I mean, this is big. This is huge. So yeah, I want you guys to check this out. I mean, when you look at my standard, I mean, it produces a nice drawings, you know. I know that Hyde, those guys want their jobs as fast as possible, but they're just another number, and they're standing in line like everybody else. And we've done them a major service by putting their job to the front burner. So
yeah,
if we get it done by next Friday, that would be phenomenal in my schedule today. Because normally I would have told them, yeah, in like 6 months, I can guarantee you that I can have it, you know, to the building department in 6 months. But normally I can only work like 5 or 10 hours a week on somebody's project. So, so what we're doing with these guys is really, we're hooking them up.
Yeah, you are doing. Yeah, thank you, Bob, for the time you're just dedicating for this project.
So, and I'm not trying to stand up on my high horse and toot my own horn or anything, but I am trying to explain that, yeah, it's just not going to turn it around in 1 week like we thought, you know, back a couple of weeks ago. It's going to take us a few weeks, you know, to get her docked out. We've already put in like 1 or 2 weeks on it. So 3 weeks, that's amazing. I mean, that's like unheard of right now. I mean, best case scenario, 3 months, you know, not 3 weeks, but this was a small one. And we had a lot of the design already facilitated by the other architect. And really what we were doing is taking their drawings and just converting them into our own standard and finishing off the thing. They didn't have a complete set though. I mean, we are generating some drawings.
Got it.
And in so doing, we're reviewing their work for accuracy too, and we're kind of cleaning things up. Never mind the fact that they already built the damn thing.
No, the reflected ceiling is not done.
Cartoons, but
I asked him. He said no. The reflected ceiling is not done. Whatever you guys have got it. That's that much is done. The rest is all, you know, waiting for this plan to be finished.
I'm trying to figure out where
you heard me?
No.
I was saying that the reflected ceiling is not done. So only they have done.
Try talking real soft, because when you.
Okay, let me just try this. Can you hear now? Hello? Let me just give you a call so I can hear you.
It just keeps cutting out. It's like when you talk, the clip. Hey, my man, sorry about that.
Yeah, that's.
I don't know what this stupid thing.
That's fine. I can hear you pretty good.
Let me turn this off. The speaker's off.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you. I'm just having to turn off these speakers because it's trying to come through my.
Okay, I've just turned off my mic.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, there you go. That works. We can use the phone. It's no big deal.
Yeah, well, what I was saying, can you still hear me?
I hear you fine. I hear you fine through the cell phone.
Okay, let me just
Yes.
Well,
Hello?
it's just, oh, now?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. You're on my cell phone, so I always hear you now.
So I'm on your cell phone right now.
Yes.
Okay, what I was saying is the reflective ceiling is not done. Only partition is done. So everything is waiting for this one. And she just texted me back. No, the reflective ceiling is not done.
Okay, good. Then we are going to go ahead and tell them where to start. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Glad to hear that. Cool. Okay, so the reflective ceiling's not done. That's great. Good thing we didn't delete all of our little insertion points, because now we can go ahead and give them, and we'll put dimensions on the other ones that we want them to do. I'll show you how we do that. So we'll finish up that here too in a sec. Let's just get this one done because we're getting real close here. On this page. No, I'm glad that I'm working with you. I'm really glad that I'm working with you, because Four Creeks, they've really been wanting to ramp up their production, but it's impossible when we don't have the resources to draw the drawings. And you guys are going to help us out, to do that. You guys are going to become a resource, and it might trickle in kind of slow, but once we start cranking, it's going to ramp up. I guarantee it. We'll ramp up, and we'll be cranking out a ton of work. Yeah, absolutely. It's totally worth it to me to get this one done as quick as possible. I know you guys want to try to get it done in a week, and but it just wasn't feasible. I mean, I just didn't have the time to be able to get it done in 1 week. So we have a 20-inch diameter. And it goes to 16. I'm curious what it does here.
I will cut off the phone because I can hear you pretty good.
You'll do what?
I can hear you pretty good. So I will just cut off the phone.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. So this one was 20 inches. And I can see that they were covering right this one spot. But what I'm trying to figure out is doing here 20. That one's 12. That one's 16. Tell you what, I'm just going to move this to here. About 14 on this section here. Okay, they didn't add one in, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do an 18 here. Wait a second. Before I change it. It's 20 before that branches off to 8. And then once the 8 branches off, this drops to 18. And then they drop another 8 off. It branches to 16.
Okay.
They drop another 8 off. It drops to 14. They drop another 8 off. It drops to 12. They drop a 10, it's a 12, they put a 10 and 2 8s. That's fine. Okay, we'll call it a 10 and 2 8s. Okay. This one starts out as a, go ahead and start it out as an 18. Now, you know what? There's a 20 there. We've got an 18 and a 12. An 18. So they got a 20 and a 14. Basically 20, 34. 20 and 14, 20 is 34. Then they've got a 12 and 18, that's 30. And a 16, 18. This one was a 12. Coming all the way off, so it's a 12 and a 12, a 24. Still pretty big. So we got more return than supply, which is fine because it can suck harder than it can blow. Now we missed this return here, so we're going to have to add that in. Wait a second, where is the return? We never even put one in. Okay, so it goes to here. We're going to have to get a return in there. So let's go back to the base. Base, and let's add in a return. We forgot to put a return in this room.
Okay.
So take a return, and we'll basically put it in right here. So it's not against the wall, because sometimes if they have to actually, we are starting it here. It would be a full deal. We could put it actually against the wall if we wanted to. I just, no, we can't put it right where I'm putting it. We do have to put it against the wall because there's this light fixture right there. Put it right here, which is fine. Now, zoom extents, save, go back to the, darn it. Back, oh, come on. Mechanical plan, cool. Reload it. Boom, there's our return air grill. And bang, get that one in there. So now this one was a 10-inch line. Cool. Okay. Just slowly kind of scanning everything to see what I've got and what I don't have.
Okay.
Like my internet connection's unstable. There we go. So I'm gonna look. I'm just looking to make sure that I've got all my 10. You know what? Let's put another. There's a 10 here. Let's put a 10 here too. Just so they know they're running a 10-inch line all the way across. Because when you look at the line, it like doesn't look like it's got a 10, a 10. 8s, 8s, 10s, 8s, 12s, 14s, 8, 20, 8, 18, 8, 16, 8, 14, 8, 12, and then a 10, and then a 10, 2, 8. See, I don't even know there's enough air to freaking push down that line. It's got a lot of lines off it, but that's all right. 10, 10. Got the return, which is a 12. Okay, I think it's looking pretty. I think we have numbers for every single one. So now that what I'm going to do is I'm going to freeze out their drawing,
Okay.
And then I'm gonna adjust my numbers so that they're a little bit more legible. So let's go over here. Freeze there. Oh, no, come on. That's up there. I'm supposed to be on the no plotter. Supposed to be on the no plot layer here. Boom, and then it freezes out. Good. Okay. So our text is over here on the sheet. And so I want to get this one out of the, I saw that. I want to get that out of that. Sixteen is legible. That's legible. It's a little bit confusing in here, but I can understand what's going on. We've got a 16-inch line coming out, branches into a 12, and so it's 16. Probably make a probably be an 18-inch line, but um, they actually didn't. They didn't actually even have a number here. Let's fix the room numbers while we're going. 10, 8, 12, 14. So there's kind of centered on that section of line.
Okay.
Because some of them are kind of off. It just makes it a little easier to. So this is a 10. And let's call that a 10 here too. Okay, there's a 10, comes around as 10. 12, 12. Just so that it's not stepping on anything. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna do CHA. Distance. Let's go 12. Okay. Let's put in the angle so that they know they're not making 90s.
Okay. Did you chamfer it?
Yeah, I just chamfered it with a 1 foot offset on each side,
Okay.
just so that we don't have any 90s. The only one I'm not going to do that on is this one here. So I'm going to do my own line on it. Make it a little smaller because there wasn't enough room to do a 12-inch chamfer.
You gotta do it here too. Oh, it's not 90.
No, as long as I've angled them, I'm fine. But I ran these all at 90s, and then I realized that when you have a ducting run, it's almost like a sanitary tee from a plumbing line. You know what a sanitary tee
Yeah.
looks like? Sanitary tee looks like this.
Yeah.
Plumbing. So you have a line flowing like this, and whenever you have another pipe coming into it, it's connected onto a sanitary tee so that it sweeps into the
Got
line,
it.
so that the fluids sweep around. They never hit any hard 90s on those, and it's the same thing with the exhaust ducts. Instead of having it rounded like that, an exhaust duct looks like this. It angles off like that.
Got it. Okay.
So they're just trying to show that that's the case. Okay, so let's just double check all of our texts. Order 108. Order 104. Small conference, office. If I can get the room name sort of centered in the room, that's what I try to do. Get away from all those numbers and texts. Equal all the line work. So that it just like stands out. Looks pretty good. Okay, now we need our legend. Let's take their legend off of their sheet over there. Let's see what they've got. Oh, grab the whole sheet. Okay. Wait, we already got it in there. I'm just now here. Just want to look and see what they've written in for their legend. Not really putting anything in, huh? Okay. Let's go ahead and let's just check one last time. Okay, I think we got it.
We got it down?
Wait a second, hold on a second. Yeah, I think we got it. I think we're looking
Yeah.
good.
But now we gotta put our labels, like legends.
Let's go take a peek. So we'll take this because we need these two. HVAC supply. Two foot by 2 foot HVAC supply. Lay-in. I'll put lay-in over here. 2 by 2 lay-in. HVAC supply register. Plan. Two foot by 2 foot lay-in. So whenever you have a ceiling grid, you have like lay-in light fixtures, lay-in.
Okay.
HVAC term. Air reg. Plan. Per plan meaning sizing it per plan. All right, that's pretty much that. Now let's do this. Watch this. He would make circles when trying to do a copy.
Okay.
Too small. 2. There we go. That's better. Get it centered up on that one. Yeah, just a little bit. Rigid supply ducting size per plan.
Okay. Supply ducting size per plan.
Supply air. Rigid supply air ducting size per plan. Rigid return air ducting. We'll call it rigid metal. Now we want to abbreviate. Rigid metal supply air ducting rigid metal, return air ducting. It's pretty self-explanatory, but I want to, you know, have something on that deal. And that's pretty much all that's in this plan is this stuff. So what we need to do now is honestly, we don't need to show anything else. We don't need to show the lighting. We don't need to show any of that stuff. All the other stuff is just distracting from our plan. So now, if we plot this out, see, that's why we have a reflected ceiling plan, because the reflected ceiling plan shows
Yeah,
everything.
okay.
This plan only shows the mechanical stuff, and it even screens back the walls so that the walls don't really get in your way. You know, they don't really interfere with what you're looking at. It's makes it pretty self-explanatory. Now, you guys, I liked how you guys had created the width of the
Okay.
ducting and stuff. And that's nice. I mean, that's pretty fancy when you do that. You know, if we have a big job and there's a ton of money in the budget and we spend a little extra time, it takes us a little bit more time, we can bill for a little bit more time, and the drawing looks awesome, you know. We could definitely do that, and we could totally definitely do that. When I draw mechanical plans and I get really, really super detailed, you know, what I'll do is I would show, like, here, let's go, let me just do it right here like this. If we had like a 10-inch line going down to an 8-inch line, I would show it like this. Oops. Offset 10 inches. And then I would show that it branched. And I would have another one. Offset 8 inches. Line them up. Wait a second. It would basically have a, yes, it would like this. No, it would have that. It would have go down to 8 inches there. And it would have another 8-inch duct branching off of that one. Like that, you see what I'm saying? So it would be, I would show all the pieces of equipment. I would show the reducers. But you know what?
Got it. Yeah, totally.
We just don't have the time right now. We just don't have the time to do it. That's the problem. I just want this thing like rush ordered out. It already had somebody else prepare the plan. This is what their plan looked like. And so we're simply recreating an existing plan. We're not designing the mechanical ourselves from scratch. We're not making the thing look like super awesome. We're just, you know, we're just doing it. You know, we're just doing it so that it looks good enough for government work. I adjusted it down so that it centered this line right here through one of the breaks in the dash line.
Okay.
And then I made it more centered up on this register because it looked a little bit funky that it wasn't centered up right on the register. Okay. Okay, this plan looks good. Oh, you know what? We need to change the mechanical plan. Oops, MECHANICAL. We pretty much call this one M1. 1.0.
Okay.
Because we're only going to have one
Got
mechanical
it.
sheet in 1.0, unless they had details, which we don't really have mechanical details or anything. Those guys didn't provide any. And I'm not a mechanical
Yeah, I will
engineer,
get
so
this
I
one. I'm gonna
don't
print it out and just
propose to draft it.
I will print out this sheet and I will just give it to those guys to for review.
Oh, they're still gonna, okay, you're giving
Yeah.
this to them to review? Perfect. Okay, saved it. Boom, done deal. Now we're going to do our electrical plan, our electrical lighting plan. And let's open up. So we have a reflected ceiling plan. Ceiling plan. And we're going to save this plan as the electrical
Okay.
lighting plan. So what we're going to do is save it as the electrical. Wait a second, not capitalized. I'm almost tempted to just go ahead and put all the electrical sheets into this one plan. I think I'm going to
Okay.
do that. Call this electrical plans. Electrical plans. Okay, cool. And so what we can do is this one becomes the electrical lighting plan. ELECTRIC, electrical lighting plan. Okay. HTIG, electrical lighting plan. And what we're going to do for the electrical lighting plan is we're going to come in here and we're going to freeze out. You know what? Let's do this too. Let's open the power and signal plan. Now what we're going to do is we're going to steal this layout from this plan and we're going to drop it into our electrical plan. So usually electrical power, I usually do first, electrical lighting, I usually do second. So this would be E2.0 or E1, E1.0 and E1.1. Now I'd be E2.0. E1.0 and 1.1 would be first floor electrical power plan, second floor electrical power plan, third floor electrical power plan. Those are all the
Okay.
E1 sheets. Then the E2. If it was a big project, you'd have the E1 would be the electrical site plan, then E2.0 would be the first floor electrical plan, E2.1 would be like the second floor electrical, E2.2, third floor, so on and so forth. And then power plans would be the E3 series. But since we don't really have an electrical site plan here, we're just going to call the floor plans, the electrical power plan will be E1.0, the electrical lighting plan will be E2.0. And it's important to do that because this sheet had just a hyphen here, and so does the other sheet. So does the power and signal plan one. See how
Yeah.
it's just a hyphen? So when I drop that tab into this drawing, they need to have their own name. So E2.0, E2.0. Now watch this. If we come over to the design center, go to open drawings, go to the power and signal plan, expand it, go to layouts. We have our hyphenized plan, which we know
Okay.
is the power plan. We'll drop it into this drawing. And now it's added
Got
that
it.
in there.
Okay.
So now we can come over here and we've got the plan. It's already kind of got a legend for us. We'll take it and we'll just drag it over to the beginning. We'll call it E1.0. Electrical power plan. And then we'll go over here, call this the electrical power plan. Oops. Tab. Oh shit. Can't tab out of that one. Electrical power plan. And now here, do our layer manager again. We want to do our power. Come back over here to our layer property managers. Down at the bottom. All the ones that are turned off from this layer here, which was the border, all the way. And these ones I'm going to turn back on normally because it's faster to turn on. You know what? I think it's working better right now. Let me just do this. Let me try it. Nope. Well, hell, by the time I would have clicked all of them.
Yeah, it would take the same time.
It's going to take the same time, and it's going to. My hand hurts when I sit there and try to click every single little stupid thing. There it goes. Okay, cool. Okay, so we've got our electrical power plan, and they're going to have to circuit all that out, which is fine. Over here, in our electrical lighting plan, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to phase it out. The leaders.
The grids.
I think I'm kind of want to freeze out the grids and these. Ah, son of a gun, what the hell? You know what happens like whenever you make a new drawing, it's it unlocks the viewport, because remember we went yesterday, we locked all the viewports. I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna open up, let me save this. Yesterday when I tried to open another drawing, it freaking jacked me up. Let's look at this power and signal plan and see if the viewport's locked. Yep, it's locked. Let's go into this electrical plan and see if this viewport's locked here. Well, it is. So I must not have locked the reflected ceiling plan on it. It must have been the only one that didn't get locked.
Hey guys, I'm Hallie O'Brien, and if you've never been snowboarding before, this is the perfect video series for you. We've got a couple of basic tips and tricks to get you prepared and ready to roll before you even set foot on snow. This is part 1 in a 3-part series, and in this video we're going to cover the following things. How to properly put on your
it wasn't locked, son of a bitch. I don't know why.
Parts of a snowboard and how to get in and out of your snowboard.
Yes, save it.
Your snowboard stance.
Power and signal plan, we won't need that right now.
So now I'm going to pass it off.
We're doing our electrical plans, the actual electrical plans. Okay, let's go back in here.
He's a pro, so you're going to be in good hands.
Make sure it's not going to blow out. Good.
Proper boot fit is one of the most important aspects of your experience on the mountain. When trying
Freeze the mechanical out of there.
One pair of socks and nothing else should go inside the boot. Pull your socks up tight to eliminate wrinkles in the boot.
All right, so that's good right there. Let's go in and
This will make sure that your heel is all the way back. There are a few different types of boot laces.
let's go into the viewport.
In rental shops are traditional laces, BOA dials, and pull and lock laces like the
Layer properties manager.
Regardless of the type
Go over
of
to
boot fits
the
right.
viewport layer
Hold your foot and prevent ankle
deal.
As snowboarders, we slide sideways wherever we
That
All the way to
right,
top,
right through the
base,
photo. That's called a goofy stance.
all the way down to the bottom of the base.
what feels good to you. Now that we've got our boots on, let's take a closer look.
Then there's the heel side edge and the toe side edge. They call it the heel side edge because it's behind your heels, and the toe side edge because it's by your toes.
Base, here we go. Base, the very last layer in base. Select it. Now let's go up. We're going to turn, we're going to deselect the light.
People carrying their snowboard like this while hiking the pipe or in the backcountry. We try to avoid this in crowded bases.
We don't want to screen back the lights. We don't want to
that's the end.
screen
Well
back
done. Congratulations, you've made it. Parts 2 and 3 are linked. So when you parts 2 and
the electrical. We don't want to screen back the switches. Electrical switch. We don't want to screen
Hey
the
guys,
switches
I'm
back.
Al O'Brien, and if
So the
you
lighting and the
have a
switches,
snowboard,
we're not
this
going to
is the
screen
perfect
back.
series for you. We've got a bunch of how to skate and glide,
But everything else, we're going to put it onto a 253 layer,
and how to
to a
climb
253 color.
out unstrapped. So without further ado, I'm going to hand
Foot out. Our first foot up off the snow. Feel the weight of the snowboard and just get used to having it attached to your foot.
Okay, let's let this turn everything out to 253. That way, anything that's in the drawing, windows, doors, headers, blah, 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 blah. Which actually, I'm going to freeze those headers out because I'm not showing the.
Little steps and push ourselves.
I want to try to freeze out as much line work as possible, except for just the electrical stuff, because this is essentially for the circuiting.
With 1 foot in.
When it comes to laying in the grid, they're going to go to my reflected ceiling plan to lay the grid out and put in the lights and all that kind of shit. When it comes to circuiting it,
And let the snowboard slide forward.
they're going to use this plan for the circuiting.
As we get comfortable with this, we can try it on a little bit more of a hill.
And typically what the engineers like to do is they like to screen back all of the architect stuff. And on their plans, they like to have just their symbols bold. So got it.
You're gonna bend your knees and scoot your board
It's
towards
the
your
same
left
as
knee.
what we did on the mechanical,
Your upper body.
but now it makes it really easy to see the electrical symbols.
Try this
All the
one.
electrical symbols show
You
up.
don't have to worry
The room
about it.
names, I go ahead and keep those bold because they're in paper space. They're part of our text.
Is to flip over to your toe edge. Bend one knee, roll
But
over.
even those guys will even screen back the room names, but that's fine. I don't need to screen back the room names.
So say you were snowboarding down the hill and you stop just a little bit further down than the rest of your friends and you want to get back up to
Okay.
them. All you have to do is dig your toe side edge in and continuously hop up like you're jumping over a tiny jump rope. It might take you a little bit of time, but you'll get there.
Okay.
All right, guys, that's it for part 2. If you missed part 1 or you want to continue on to part 3,
So now what we're gonna
links
do,
down below. Obviously, there's
we're gonna
so much more
rebuild
that
this
you can learn and
sheet
enjoy when it comes to
using
snowboarding beyond these videos. So when you get to
the,
the mountain, definitely head over to the
using
Snow
their
Tutorials to
stuff.
listen. You're gonna have so much fun.
So let's
I'm
take
Hallie
their
O'Brien.
sheet and
Thanks so
drop
much
it
for
back
watching,
into
and
our
I will see
drawing.
you
Now
in the
let's
next
go over
video.
here. In the incoming. That's from the 27th. Oh, shit.
What's going on, everybody? I'm
Wrong
Hallie O'Brien, and
project.
if you've never option below. How about you?
We want to learn
Sentinel. It
side
was
to
the
side.
26th anyways.
You should be in a mid
From the
squat.
incoming
Halfway
on the
to sitting down into a
26th.
chair with your toe edge up off the snow. Your back should be
Electrical
straight
lighting
and
plan.
in front of you. The more you push down on your toes, the more speed you'll have in your slip. On the toe side, similar to the heel side slip, you want to be standing in your athletic stance, balanced over the toe edge of the snowboard. Think about tightening your core,
Okay.
pushing your hips out over the toe edge of your snowboard. The
Now
more you lean over
they've
the toe
got
edge, the
their
more you'll slow down. Once you're comfortable stopping and controlling speed on both your toe edge and heel edge, you're ready to start learning how to turn. We'll start with garlands.
SP dim. Let's just see if there's any.
Garlands
I don't think there are any SP. Oh, the SP dim is the
We call them garlands because they kind of look like a garland on a
SPSW.
From your heel side slip you learned earlier, you're going to bend your front knee and put a little more weight on the toes of your front foot. That side of the snowboard will start to lead down the hill slightly. Now ease your weight back to center and move the board back across the hill. Repeat to work your way across the hill, leaving a track that looks like a Christmas tree garland. Once you've mastered this heel side, it's time to do it on your toes. Flip yourself over, and this time you'll flex your lead knee and put some additional weight over the heel edge of your front foot. As the front foot starts to
They don't have any
you'll have
SPSWs.
to flex in both knees and shift additional weight over the
SPPL.
toe edge to return
Any
the toe side slip with
SPPLs?
your speed. Again, you'll repeat this to make your way across the hill in a toe side garland. As you get more comfortable with the garland, start letting the snowboard move farther and farther down the hill before you pull back and stop. You've got those garlands down and you're ready for your first C turns. Now at this point, I think it's important to note that some resorts have special terrain-based learning areas that offer shaped snow features that can help you
No.
control your speed as you try these first turns. From your heel side, put your weight on your front foot, push on those front toes, and let the board start to move down the hill, just like a garland. Keep your weight over your front foot as you shift your weight over to your toe edge and finish the turn in a toe side slip. Now we're on our toes and we want to go back to our heels. We're going to add our weight to our front foot, shift a little weight over the heel, and again, let the snowboard go down the hill. Even out the flex on both knees, shift your weight over the heel edge to return to a heel side slip. Our goal here is to get comfortable with both the heel side and the toe side turns.
So they don't have any of these.
We can link them together into that picture of an S turn you've seen so many times before. This is snowboarding.
Okay, now that you know how to turn and stop, here's how to ride the chairlift so you can explore the rest of the mountain.
They don't have any of these.
Skating. Skate up to the sign that says wait here.
Wall WL.
Skate to another sign that usually says load here. This is where you'll want to put your back foot on your toe side edge. It's just going to be easier to sit down.
Wall
When the chair comes around,
WL.
sit down, scooch to the back of the chair, put the safety bar down, and enjoy the ride up.
Couple key parts for getting off the chairlift safely. First, point your snowboard straight. You want the nose of your snowboard pointed right at the unload ramp.
No, no wall
Chair
WLs.
comes into the unload area. Keep the board straight and stand up with your back
Ceiling WL.
just like we learned in the glider.
There you go. There's a ceiling WLs.
On the go.
We've got ceiling WLs.
All right, guys, that wraps up part 3 and this series.
PCWLs. PCWLs.
Those out, they're linked in the
Circle with a PCWL in it.
There's so much more.
I'm going to show you the
No PCWLs.
This is crucial for controlling your speed as you ride. So I'm going to put on the gas a little bit, let my toes get closer to the snow, start sliding again, and now moving. So in this heel power squat, you can move from side to side. If you want to go to the left, start leaning and pointing a little bit to the left. If you want to go to the right,
Nope, they're all ceiling WLs. They're all
point to the right.
ceiling WLs. They got an OS though.
Then when you want to stop, face the bottom
So they don't have any of these.
and stop on your heels. So once you have that,
I'm not going to go typing up their whole legend when they don't even have them
Yeah.
in the damn plan. You see what I'm saying? They already had all this. They just copied and pasted it into the plan, but I have to redraw it also unless it's actually in the plan. So DWL. Here's one right here. DWL.
Do we still have to show these in our architectural plan? Do we still need them in our architectural plan because they already have their electrical plans set, right?
Can you say that again?
I was saying that they already did it. Do we also need to do it again?
What's going on now?
These guys already did it. Do we need to do it again? Okay,
Nope,
okay.
you're cutting out. Can't hear you.
I can hear you pretty good. I don't know why. What happened to my mic? Let me just grab another mic. I can see with this one.
All I hear on your side is they
Can you hear me now? Hold on, let me just. Can you hear me? Hello?